most of us won't ever see. It's big money for neighborhood improvements to control flooding. Francis Watson joins us in the studio to explain. Francis?
And Maria, there are more than 60 miles of box culverts in Springfield and nearly 330 miles of pipe, most of which, as you mentioned, we don't see, but we definitely need to control the water that would otherwise flood the streets or even worse. Now, this particular project will cover about 500 feet, and some of which goes through some neighborhoods. Right here actually goes through some neighbors' property, and that's why they're going to try and do what they can to mitigate the problem.
We've been seeing issues over the past 5-10 years with box culverts starting to fail.
Springfield is home to some 60 miles of box culverts. Maybe the most familiar and visible houses Jordan Creek. At more than 100 years old, the stormwater system needs replacing.
The cities and the county, they commissioned a task force back in 2012 to study this issue, and they recommended at that time a 10-cent permanent sales tax and an 8-cent sales tax that would renew every 7 years just to fund stormwater.
But without a dedicated funding source, the city plans on using money from the quarter-cent capital improvement sales tax to start improvements in the Rountree neighborhood.
We just happened to inspect this last summer and found where it had caved in and the floor's buckling and the walls are caving in, and so we immediately started design.
Chris Dunaway, stormwater engineer for Springfield, says nearly $1 million will be spent to control the water that flows through the area. Improvements will include filling in the old culvert with cement so it doesn't rot and adding more sewer inlets to ensure proper water flow.
Pretty big infrastructure, and it's about 500 and some odd feet. So, and then not only that, but when you start excavating the road and the pavement, you got to replace all that concrete and curb and gutter and sidewalk. So it kind of adds up.
Construction and improvements are set to begin in just a few months. The project will take up to